here. So when I was talking to you kids about, the 400 bones which were found from the from Balasinor. This was around 1981 to 83. So they found lots of herbivore bones. Carnivore bones were less in number, but they found jaw, teeth, brain case, and a horn. And on that basis, they made a nearly complete skull. And this was the skull of a carnivore dinosaur, not found anywhere else before from India or from the world. And they gave it a name, which was called Rajasaurus narmadensis. Why Raja? Because the horn on its head, here, you can see the horn on its head, it looked like a crown. So that is why they gave it a name, Raja. Raja means king. And Narmadensis, because most of the bones were found on the banks of the river Narmada. So that is why they gave it a name, Rajasaurus narmadensis. So this was a 30 feet stocky carnivore dinosaur, which used to feast on the long-necked herbivore dinosaurs, whose bones were also found in the pits which they excavated. So here I will show you a scaled down model of the Rajasaurus. Doesn't it look ferocious? It's as ferocious as a T-Rex. So we call it the Indian cousin of the T-Rex. Yeah, you can see the whole thing. And here you can see the horn on its head. So most of the carnivore dinosaurs which were found in the southern hemisphere, or what we call the Gondwana land, most of them had a horn on its head, whether it was the Rajasaurus from India, or the Majungasaurus from Madagascar, or the Carnotaurus from South America. They all had horns on the head. So these are some of the details about the Rajasaurus. It was 9 meters in length, 2.4 meters in height, and it weighed approximately 4,000 kilos. And it lived approximately 83 to 65 million years ago. So fossilized remains of this were found from Rayoli, as well as from some parts of Madhya Pradesh. And when an animal dies, this is how the bones, they get embedded in the sand and the rock, and later on they become fossils. So these are not real fossils, but this is just to show you how an animal dies and then fossilization will take place. And over here, we also have depicted how a Rajasaurus would lay the eggs. Again, these are not real eggs, but this is just to show you how they would lay the eggs in a clutch or a cluster. I will, of course, be showing you a real nest, not real as in fossilized eggs later in the session. Then we had another team here, which was from Texas Tech University, Geological Survey of India, and Indian Statistical Institute. So upon a lot of excavation, they managed to find bones which belong to 7 to 8 individual dinosaurs. And it turned out to be another carnivore, but not the Rajasaurus. This was slightly smaller than the Rajasaurus. So where the Rajasaurus was approximately 30 feet in length, this another dinosaur was around 28 feet in length. And the only thing was that it didn't have a horn on its head. And the fossilized remains were only found in the village of Rayoli, Balasinor. So they gave it a name befitting to our village, which is called Rayolisaurus gujaratensis. So imagine you have a dinosaur after the small little village of Rayoli, which is now acknowledged worldwide, and it's a documented dinosaur. So this is one of my Guju dinosaurs, as I very lovingly call it. So we have 3 documented dinosaurs from Balasinor. One is the Rajasaurus narmadensis, the other is the Rayolisaurus gujaratensis, and the third is the Titanosaurs, which were herbivore. So of course, the herbivore dinosaurs, when I spoke about the Titanosaurs, they were also found from other parts of India. Then here we have a gaming console. So you can, with this joystick, you can try and find the dinosaurs. Then another very interesting thing I would like to talk about. So, the Balasinore region is considered to be the world's third largest hatchery in the world. The first is in France, second is Mongolia. First is in France, is in Aix-en-Provence, second is in Mongolia, and third is in Balasinore, Gujarat. So when the paleontologists, they found a nest of eggs. Along with the nest, they found fossilized remains of another animal. So in the initial days, they thought that animal was probably a mother dinosaur, because what will you find inside a nest? But naturally, a mother dinosaur, right? Or a father dinosaur, or in the worst scenario, or predator dinosaur. But after a lot of research, which took place in the University of Chicago and Michigan, the team announced to the world in 2010 that the other animal fossils whose remains were found within the nest was actually a 3.5-meter snake, which had coiled itself around the nest, ready to pounce on the baby dinosaur, which had just come out. And this was actually a nest of a herbivore dinosaur. And due to floods, the whole thing got washed away and got buried under a debris of soil and rocks. And 65 million years later, the paleontologists found the whole thing intact. So this is a replica, not the original model, but rather a replica, which was made by the team which did the Muesuem. So the original fossil and replica are not with us. But this explains very beautifully in just a single fossil that how the snakes would come and try to eat the baby dinosaurs which were coming out of the eggs. So this is a very, very nice replica. It's a very beautiful original fossil is also very nice. You can see the snake's mouth is also open.